Stimulus check number 4 is gaining even more support. Now, at this time, we don't know all the details of stimulus check number 4. However, we do anticipate it will once again include those recipients of Social Security, retirement, disability, SSDI, survivors, SSI, VA, RRB, low income, no income, non-filers, and basically everybody else. Let's talk about the latest details we have on stimulus check number 4. But hey everybody, welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. If you haven't done so already, please make sure to hit the subscribe button right down below the video, as this channel is your one-stop shop for everything you need to know on a daily basis, and I am here every single day as your daily advocate, helping you through this confusing time and doing anything I possibly can to help you get some money and benefits that you're eligible for during this time. Thank you so much for your support. I truly appreciate it. Let's talk about it. So we actually have some very interesting information coming out recently, and more groups backing up stimulus check number 4. Exactly what we need. The more people on board with this thing, the higher likelihood it's actually going to happen. However, in my honest opinion, I think it's pretty much going to happen. But we'll have to see on that here over the coming days, weeks, and months, however long it takes to get more information on this and actually solid information that, yep, for sure, it's going to happen. Anyway, let's talk about some of these numbers. I think you're going to find this to be interesting, and then I'll tell you the latest group who's backing this thing up. So the first 3 rounds of stimulus checks, the $1,200, the $600, and the latest $1,400, provided over $850 billion of stimulus to Americans over the last 12 months. At the same time, this $850 billion, or these 3 stimulus checks, raised the income of the lowest income Americans by 20%. That's huge. But at the same time, this latest $1,400 stimulus check lifted 11 million people out of poverty. At the same time, unfortunately, last year in 2020, there were 8 million people who fell into poverty during that gap that we had between the first 2 stimulus checks. Remember that? There was that huge gap. The first one came around like April, May time, and the second one like the last 3 days of the year. There was that huge gap. Unfortunately, it was too long, and it was just the first stimulus check simply wasn't enough. It was too little, too late, and unfortunately, 8 million people fell into poverty at that time. So what people are coming together and saying is they're saying, hey, check it out. We have evidence from 2020 saying if we wait too long to offer people additional support, we're going to have the same situation that happened last year. 8 million people falling into poverty, which we cannot have. We need to avoid this at all costs if we possibly can. So that's the latest argument that we're hearing, which is cool because guess what? That kind of solidifies the fact that, hey, if we're going to do number 4, we got to do it sooner than later so that we can avoid this, these people falling into these situations. Anyway, moving on. Here's something that's really interesting. The retail sales number for March was recently released. Get this, retail sales rose by 9.8% in March. That's huge. You don't need to know what it typically is. It doesn't really matter. My point is 9.8% surge in retail sales is huge. Now, what's my point of this, and why am I telling you this on a stimulus update? Well, I'm telling you this simply because it shows a lot of people that got their stimulus checks in March, starting on the 17th through the end of the month, went out and spent that money in retail, buying retail, the necessities. What I'm really interested to see is what are retail sales going to be in April. We'll get that number in about a month from now, or in a few weeks from now, we'll get that number. But I'm interested to see simply because so many people in my community here that I advocate for receiving Social Security, SSDI, SSI, VA, low income, RRB beneficiaries, all of you, for the majority of you here, received your stimulus checks over the last couple weeks here in April. So I'm interested to see what retail sales are because, as we've seen with our studies that we've been examining over the last couple days here, most people in these categories go out and spend this money very quickly on the necessities in retail stores, right? So I'm very curious to see. Now, again, many people in these communities need to go out and spend this money like right away on, like I said, the necessities, the basics, the things that we need on a daily or weekly or monthly basis. So it's certainly going to be very interesting. And once again, when we get those retail sales numbers for April here in a few weeks in early May, it's going to be interesting. And once again, it's going to back up the idea that, hey, check it out. The people who need this money are the ones that are going out spending it right away, doing exactly what they want from the stimulus checks, giving you some money to go out and spend it, stimulate the economy, and get yourself some things that you need to help you through this time. It's a win-win for everybody. You get some money to go out and spend on some things, meanwhile stimulating the economy, which is ultimately what they want in the first place. That's why they're doing it. So, very, very interesting. Now, who is the latest group backing up stimulus check number 4? It is the Economic Security Program. They have come out recently and said, hey, we're calling on a minimum of one more stimulus check. Here's what's kind of cool about it. They're backing this up by saying that they want it to be focused on those individuals who need it the most, and they want the payment to be automatic. Now, I'm not really sure what they mean by automatic. I know what the word automatic means. Like, I know the definition of the word automatic, but I'm not really sure what they mean by automatic. Does that mean if you got the first 2 or 3 stimulus checks that it's automatic as soon as the president signs the bill into law, it's boom, they're in your bank account kind of thing? I'm not really sure what they mean by automatic, because remember the whole situation we had with stimulus check number 3 over the last few weeks here. There was that whole delay there where we had about a week, literally, where we did not have any information at all as to why Social Security, SSDI, SSI, VA, RRB, low income, non-filers, all of these people were not getting their payments, right? There was a long time that you can go back and check out my videos. I was pretty irritated saying, what's going on? Seriously, all these people need their money. We don't have any answers. Well, we finally found out that it was a holdup within the Social Security Administration, right? Or that's what they're telling us anyway. Whether it's actually true or not, who knows? But either way, most people got their money. I know there's still some of you out there that have not. Don't worry, I'll continue to be here for you. But, so I'm not sure what they mean by sending out those payments automatically. But either way, I like the sound of it. Automatic is always cool, right? No jumping through hoops, no doing a balancing act or juggling chainsaws, or you know what I mean? None of that stuff. It's automatic. So I like the sound of that, whatever they mean by that. So my point is, we have another group that is backing up stimulus check number 4. I know there's a lot of articles out there right now and a lot of people saying, no, stimulus check number 4 is not going to happen. Okay, we don't know that. Nobody knows that at this point. It's all basically speculation across the board. For those people saying it's not coming, it's speculation. For those of us who say it's coming, again, it's speculation. I'm just being totally honest with you. Nobody knows for sure if there will be a stimulus check number 4. Nobody knows that. Even the people in Congress, lawmakers, even the president, nobody knows for sure if there will be one. However, we have to look at the evidence. We need to look at everything going on out there in the world, who is calling on this, and based on the evidence that we have, we can put together kind of a hypothesis saying, what's the likelihood? What is the probability of stimulus check number 4? Based on everything I'm seeing and the people that are backing this thing up, I would say the probability is actually pretty good. I mean, I don't want to throw a percentage on it because I honestly don't know a percentage, but I want to say probability of stimulus check number 4 is actually, I would say, very high in my opinion. Do I think it's going to come in May? No, definitely not. Not in May. Is it going to come in June or July? Honestly, I don't really think so. I would be leaning more toward like August, September, something like that. That's just kind of my opinion. Again, I could be totally wrong. It could come in December. It could come in June. I have no clue. I honestly don't know. I'm just saying, in my personal opinion, based on what I'm seeing and based on what I know, how long it takes them to work through things and where they are now, I'm kind of leaning on honestly, late August, September, possibly even October. That's just kind of what I'm thinking. But anyway, again, I could be totally wrong, but I will keep you posted. We have a lot of time between now and then. Now, for those of you who have not received stimulus check number 3, the $1,400, I know, I see your comments down below. There are a lot of you who are very frustrated. I get it. As I've been saying in some of my videos lately, unfortunately, there's not a whole lot of information. I continue to look every single day, multiple times a day. I am watching everything, and honestly, there is just not much out there right now on these latest payments. If we're lucky, we get one announcement out of the IRS every 5 days or something like that, every 6 days. Maybe even once a week, we get something out of the IRS telling us what's going on. So I'm kind of waiting for some kind of, I know waiting is not like the best strategy. I get it, but what am I supposed to do? Seriously, if I can't find any information, if I can't get through to people, if I call and get answers, like seriously, what am I supposed to do, right? I'm kind of in the same position as all of you. It's kind of a wait and see approach right now. We do know that Fridays are the days that they process payments, right? Direct deposits and paper checks. They process those on Fridays. Now, paper checks go out on Fridays, and they can arrive anywhere between like a week, 10 days, or 2 weeks after they've gone out. So Friday is upon us once again. So hopefully more paper checks will be going out, as we know, today. At the same time, direct deposits will be processed again today for the payment date of next Wednesday, April 21st. So the only thing we can do is continue watching our accounts, waiting for more updates out of the IRS or whoever wants to give us updates that we can actually rely on. But that's basically all we can do at this time. If you were not claimed as a dependent, you receive any of the benefits I've been talking about, you have a social security number, and you don't earn over the income thresholds, you should be eligible to receive one. There should be no excuse why you're not receiving it yet. Why haven't you received it? Honestly, I don't know. Everybody's situation is different. You should have received it 2 weeks ago. I'm just being totally real with you. Well, not 2 weeks ago, a week and a half ago. The official payment date of April 7th for all of these beneficiaries, SSDI, Social Security, SSI, RRB, all of you should have received it on April 7th. Now, I do know that there's some of you who didn't receive it, and I get it. I've been telling you that for so long now. I said, I foresee what's going to happen. I've said this for like a month and a half now, or 2 months. I foresee what's going to happen. There's going to be all of a sudden one day where most people get their payments. And then afterward, there's going to be a handful of people, a small handful of people who are left over for some unknown reason. We don't know why, but they're left over and didn't get their payment. And then we'll need to come together and figure out their situation and why they haven't received it. Now, based on my most recent videos here from many of you reaching out to me, I'm seeing a variety of people across the board. SSI, SSDI, retirement beneficiaries, some VA beneficiaries even, which doesn't make any sense because you should have received your money a couple days ago on Wednesday. There's also people who filed a 2020 tax return. I mean, there are literally people across the board in every group you can think of who have not received their payments yet. Why? Good question. I wish we had the answers to this. The best thing we can maybe think is that maybe there's just a bunch of paper checks in the mail right now that are on their way in transit as we speak, and they just haven't arrived yet. I would anticipate that's probably the case for some of you for sure. But we don't, we just have to keep watching. Either way, I want you to know I will continue to be here for you, and I'll keep you updated as soon as we get more information. But we're kind of waiting on more information. Although, between now and then, please continue watching your accounts. Watch the Get My Payment tool, even though it's not that great. Continue checking your accounts and, continue watching here for any further updates, and I'll continue to keep you posted with anything I find. So, I hope that helps you out. I'm going to get back to it. I'm going to do some more research right now when I get this video up, and then I will, I'm going to make a couple more phone calls today, actually. See what else I can find. The last couple people I talked to basically told me nothing. They told me absolutely nothing. All we can do is continue waiting. Check the Get My Payment tool. Okay, well, we already know that. Thank you for your help / not help at all. But anyway, please make sure to hit the subscribe button right down below the video if you haven't done so already, and share this video with your friends, family, social media, or check out any of my other over 1,000 videos right here on the channel. Thank you, everybody. You're awesome, and I will see you again later today in another update. Thanks again.